The Japan Maritime Self-Defense Force, JMSDF, is expanding its capabilities, allowing for Tokyo to increasingly police maritime waters. This growing proficiency has already been applied both near Japan and further afield in the Gulf of Aden, while the development of the JMSDF's capabilities is in readiness for deployment in conjunction with the U.S.-led maritime patrols in the Strait of Hormuz. Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe is an active advocate of strengthening the JMSDF in response to the environment of growing threats around Japan and Northeast Asia. Territorial disputes, sovereignty claims and historical grievances all play into Japan's thinking with regards to defense and protection. Tokyo is expanding its submarine force from 16 to 22 craft for greater maritime protection. The JMSDF's doctrine calls for naval anti-aircraft and anti-submarine warfare missions and an intelligence, reconnaissance and surveillance capability to defend Japan from aerial and subsurface threats presented by regional neighbors like China and North Korea. It is within this sense that Japan is modernizing its Kaga and Izumo helicopter destroyers in order to launch F-35 stealth fighters. Up to 40 of the short takeoff and vertical landing variant of the aircraft are expected to be bought, in addition to the conventional F-35A variants already being purchased by the Japanese Air Force. In other words, Japan will have maritime platforms that basically function as a type of aircraft carrier. The plan is to be able to quickly deploy Japanese military assets at sea and to serve as command ships that can be used to transport supplies or humanitarian aid through Asia. But, with 105 F-35s requested in total by Tokyo from the U.S., this new platform will give Japan added defensive muscle, protecting its territory in the intermediate term. The Philippine Army and its Australian counterpart have committed to further deepen its existing bilateral ties in a regional meeting in Thailand. Philippine Army Chief General Macairog Alberto and Australian Army Chief General Rick Burr met on the sidelines of the 2019 Indo-Pacific Armies Chief Conference in Bangkok. Australia provided counter-terrorism training and technical expertise to the Philippine military to support its 5-month battle against local and foreign terrorists who laid siege on the Marawi city. When the siege ended, Australia continued training its Philippine counterparts in military operations in urban terrain. Australia is the only nation other aside from the United States to have a status of visiting forces agreement with the Philippines, which allows foreign troops to conduct joint exercises there. North Korea launched at least 2 unidentified projectiles towards the sea, South Korea's military said, hours after the North offered to resume nuclear diplomacy with the United States. The North's projectile launches and demand for new proposals were apparently aimed at pressuring the U.S. to make concessions when the North Korea-U.S. talks resume. North Korea is widely believed to want the U.S. to provide it with security guarantees and extensive relief from U.S.-led sanctions in return for limited denuclearization steps. The North Korean projectiles were fired from South Pyongan Province, which surrounds the capital city of Pyongyang, in the direction of the waters off the North's east coast. The projectiles flew for about 330 kilometers before ditching into the sea.
Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. If you like the channel and want to support, please support on Patreon or PayPal. The details are given below in the description.